Hi guys, Tony Campbell here, the Property QS, and welcome to our next video. I hope you enjoyed our last video where we talked through how you find a list of good builders. Vitally important when you're doing property, especially if it's your first property refurbishment project in the area that you're looking at, because finding a good team of builders or tradesmen is vital to project success. So once we've got our list of contractors, remember I said about 10 last time, what we do now is we start trying to whittle them down from 10, because you definitely don't want to send your schedule of works out to 10 builders to price, because you're wasting a lot of people's time. You want to pick the 2 or 3 best builders for the job and just send it to them. So what we do is we take you through this 3-step process, which you can see on the screen, some desktop due diligence. So what we do is we first of all check the company structure. Second, we check the company's experience. And third, we check the HSE website to see if they've got any health and safety issues that we need to be aware of, or potentially ask them further questions about. Okay, so what I'm proposing to do, what I am going to do, is I'm going to take you through this live for a company, and this is based on something that we did for one of my mentees. He's looking at doing a project down in London, so he'd been recommended this contractor by the architect he was working with, so he asked me to do some desktop due diligence on them for him. So what I'm going to do is run through that again so you can see exactly how we do this. So pretty simple, we just go on Google. So the first thing we do is we type in the company name, and this company is called Mes Construction UK Limited. So we click on that. So first of all, we get this come up. So it's good to see this. Just first of all, they've got photos. It's an actual company. They've got 60 Google reviews, 4.9 each. They've got reviews on Facebook, 5 out of 5 from 3 votes. And they've got some good words said about them. So this is obviously a positive to start off on. So if you see something like this, you know you're onto a winner. And then what you want to do is just dig down a little bit. So the first thing we'll do is we'll check the company structure. So we check the company structure. We go on to just the government website. What's actually better is we'll take this from here, and what we'll do is we'll go somewhere else, and I'll show you the reason why. We'll go on a website called Endall, and we'll search for this company, because Endall should be better, I think, than just the government website. Okay, so we can see here we got Mes Construction UK Limited. So we'll click on here, and then what we can do from here is we can start doing a little bit of digging. So they've been incorporated since 2015, so 7 years, which is good because it shows that they're not like liquidating companies and starting new ones up after walking away with people's money. We can have a look at their assets and liabilities, which is good because it's showing they got net assets of 98 grand based on the last set of accounts. And that's really important, because if you ever end up in court and you're wondering whether or not you should apply for damages or anything against them, or wonder if you're going to take a company to court, at least this company's actually got something to go after. Quite a lot of companies, construction ones, you'll see have got 0 assets or negative assets. So if you get into contract with them, it's almost not really worth having a contract with them, because if you end up having to take them to court, you've got nothing really to go at. But anyway, you can see that they had a compulsory strike off discontinued 8 months ago, probably because they're too busy building than submitting their accounts. So that's a little red flag, but nothing major. You can see they've got decent turnover, 2 to 10 million, between 10 and 50 employees. So they're a decent sized company. So yeah, it's pretty good. Then the next thing I'd usually suggest is look at the director. So if you click at the director, you can see he hasn't got any other businesses under this name. That's obviously a little bit of a misnomer, though, I would guess, because we've seen a different one before. So if we just take out that and we just put Mes Construction, see if we get anything else. Yes, we've got South Division and South Development. So he has got other companies. So if we click on that one, again, we can see it's a relatively healthy company. It's got 60 grand in assets. You can see it's the same person. It just looks like here he's just director of this one. So you can see now this is the true one. So we've got 7 active companies. You can see them all here. But what you can see is that he has dissolved 2 companies. So if we look at them, one called Stacks Limited, which was a construction company, and South Sea Smoke, which was a shisha accessories. So we don't have to worry too much about that one. Have a look at this one. Why's this one gone? Well, it was only open for a year, it looks like, and then it was closed. Oh, it's dormant. So there's nothing really to worry about here. It's not like they're opening companies, taking people's money and then dissolving them. So overall, they've passed the first 2 steps. So check the company structure and check their experience. Sorry, I'll go back to that. So we go back to check their experience. What you want to do is just go on the website and have a quick look on the website, see what they look like. If it opens. So they've got a website. This looks like a CGI. I'm guessing this isn't like a real project they've done. Neither is that. These are just stock images. If we look at our projects, North Division, current projects. See, this is a good sign that they've got projects on here that you can actually have a look at. And here we go. You can see we've got some projects here. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. Not the greatest pictures in the world, but you can see they're actually doing building work. People have got high vises on, whether that was for the photo or not, who knows. But you can see they're actually doing some stuff. I'll have another look through some of the other projects. Let's have a look at these, because these might be houses. Yeah, so you can see they're doing dormer extensions here. Looks pretty decent. Carry on looking. Yeah, so they're actually doing projects. They're on here. So that's good. You can see they're actually doing construction work. Let's have a look at the finished projects. Right, okay, so you can see, obviously, if you're looking at this and you were doing a property project, they definitely do property projects. So that's always positive. Looks like what they do some good quality. These are the pictures I was looking for. So I had a look at these pictures when they were sent to me, and I said in the video to my mentee when I was recording it that some of the scaffolding didn't look the greatest. So like, this scaffolding doesn't look fantastic. This one looks better than the one that I've seen, but it didn't look great. So the last step in the dance is, so we've checked the company structure, that looked okay. We've checked the company's experience, again, that looked okay. So then the last thing to do is check the HSE website. So if we go back onto Google, HSE, we type in prohibition notices. So this is where you can go online and see if the HSE, the Health and Safety Executive, have got involved in any projects that they've been involved in. So if we search for, maybe I've come on the wrong place. Bear with me. Public register, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. So we go on the public register. All notices, we'll go to search, recipient's name. Yeah, next step. So we'll put in MES construction, and you can see that they've had a fair few notices from the council. Improvement notices, they're just, you need to improve your standards. Prohibition notices are where I need to stop on site because of X, Y, or Z. And you can see that. So when I looked, I'm almost sure these ones in March went on here, and now they are. There was only these previous ones. So if we click on one of these, you'll be able to see. Asbestos survey, they haven't done an asbestos survey. What's this one? About scaffolding. So suitable and sufficient steps have not been taken to prevent people falling from the scaffold. As I mentioned this to him, I said it to him, and then I went on the HSE website and I was like, oh, that's a surprise. So again, you can see they've had one recently in June about falling. So it's something that they keep on getting pulled up by the health and safety executive. So this is a bit of a red flag, but I mean, all I'd advise is that you go and when you're doing the pre-qualification questionnaire, which we'll come to, you'd ask them about what they're going to do to prevent falls from height on your project. Okay, that's it. So you can see there we've been through the 3 steps and we've raised a couple of flags along the way, but nothing too serious, the main one being the health and safety. But I would still keep this company moving forward because they look like they've got a good track record of delivering property projects. So I'd keep them on, but just bear in mind the flags that we've raised. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is how you do desktop due diligence on your contractors. In the next video, I'm going to be talking to you about the next steps in the process, and this is usually the one people find the hardest because it means picking up your phone, giving the contractor a call and having a good chat to them before you send them the PQQ, which is the last video in this series. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then.